Top of the morning to you, friends. Things turn out best for people who make best of the way things turn out. Today's Prep Talk series will see an electronics engineer, alumnus of Silicon Institute of Technology Bhubaneswar, batch 2015 through 2019, assistant system engineer at Tata Consultancy Services. Let's welcome Mr. Sumit Jha. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me here, Soumya. It's very nice to be here, very pleasurable.
Yes, sir. It's a
Good
pleasure,
morning.
all, sir. Good morning, sir. Beginning with the questions, now, as we all know, sir, that you are an assistant system engineer at TCS. So, what is the job role of that particular post?
So you may have many roles in that designation. First of all, when you enter the company, you will be a trainee, right? So you will be trained in some skills and some domain. So based upon that, you will get your role, right? So few roles I can tell you that one role is support executive. You can be a support executive. You can be a developer in EAS Oracle. EAS is a short form of Enterprise Application Services. You can be a functional analyst. You can be a TCS analyst based on your actually training, right? You will be given a designation and a role.
Okay, sir. So, sir, like as most of our viewers might already know, for the first time, TCS has changed its selection pattern. Now, the students don't really have to give as many exams as they, had to give earlier. Also, and many other companies will hire on the basis of the TCS exam marks. Now, What are your views on this particular change?
Uh, uh, this is actually a very good change, I must say, because when you give one exam and you get multiple opportunities, this is always a good thing. But there are cons also. I'll like to point out both pros and cons. The first thing is that you are giving one exam, right? And if your score marks are good, you will get call from various companies, as you said, and as the pattern is right, TCS, and, Tata company, and non-Tata company also are hiring from this scores. But one thing or more is there, because if other companies are taking some other exams to recruit students, then it is fine. But if they are not taking other exams to recruit for their post, then it becomes trouble for some persons, because if they don't do good in this exam, then they might get depressed because you know their scores are not good. They have been removed from the list of those recruitment process for all those companies, not only for TCS. So there are pros and cons, both are there for this change in pattern, I must say.
Then, sir, like according to you, how beneficial will this particular change bring in the life of students? Now, the current TCS aspirants.
TCS, I have seen that the pattern of TCS is decent. There are some exams which will ask very tough questions to show that they are hiring good professionals, they are good talented students. But that is not the case, because honestly we have to agree anyway that there is a big gap between industry and institutions, right? Whatever we are studying in our colleges, institutions, are not compatible with the industries for which are running at this era, right? So you are learning C, C++, Python, Java, everything you are learning, but you are learning the basics of that. The companies don't work on that, so they have to train you anyway. They have to train you. So thesis pattern, thesis exam questions are like very decent ones, moderate. They have when I was giving my exam, it was moderate level questions, advanced level questions. They separate it. So an average student can also make it out. They can qualify exam. So if TCS exam is being considered for most of the companies, for many companies recruitment, that is a really good news for students. I'm very happy for this. This was not in our time, but and my time is not so back. So no, this is a good change. I can say.
Okay, sir, great. Now, sir, would you like to share your experience when you were preparing for TCS? How was your experience for the preparation of TCS?
This is quite uh, if I'll say you my experience, you all may think that who is this person is. We were actually very casual while giving the TCS exam. This was because the form we filled for TCS was on when we were not preparing for placements at all. The TCS released their forms when we were not preparing. That was not a placement time. There is a placement time in colleges, right? In the months, period of months. So I and my friends filled the form in the last day. Okay. So anyway, we did not have passport size photos also, to put in the form, online form. So we captured it from mobile, used the apps which are available in Google Play to convert it to the passport size photo. But uh, when the exam dates announced and we went to give the exams, we were not really prepared for the programming part. But apti, I think that I am good at apti, at average apti. So exam preparation, I did not do much for written at least. But for interview part, we had to prepare really. Uh, it was a tough time and nervous moment for us also. So this is all I can say about this for preparation part.
Okay,
In
sir.
more detail, I'll further interview. I can tell.
Okay, sir. So basically, every preparation has some ups and downs. So, what according to you was, one of the most toughest or the most difficult part of your, preparation for TCS?
Okay. So being a non-CS IT student, every student which do not belong to CS or IT have that nervous or that difficult part of programming language, right? Same with me also. We used to study that C in our first semesters, right? You might also have done that in
Yes, sir.
first semesters. And in fifth semester also, I took Java. I took Java. So, but that did not help me much. I took an external course which was organized by my college only. That helped me much. So, programming what was the thing that actually was difficult for us and for many of students like us, like me. And apti part, many people face problems in apti and reasoning and verbal, especially for English part. I belong to Hindi. I have studied in Hindi medium school, so it was something that English is a downside for me, and Hindi is upside for me. But in corporate sector, you have to be fluent in English, at least decent in English, not be fluent, but decent in English. So these two, programming and verbal part, was something that used to, bother me.
Okay, sir. Great. Now, sir, I would ask, like, I don't know if you would be comfortable sharing this or not. So, I would actually like to ask you to elaborate on, the experience of the TCS interview. Were there any kind of questions in the HR interview where you got stuck or thought that the questions was very intriguing, sir?
Actually, I would like to thank you for asking this question because I would love to share this. I love to share because interview is something now everybody wants to know. What in our time only, in my batch only, one person was coming. What did he ask? What did he ask? We were used to enthusiast about that. So the first thing is that for interview, we got enough time. I must say we got enough. 25 days. I think 25 days we got after the qualification. We got the email that you have qualified for the written. Right. So we got enough time for that, and we prepared really good. I put lots of effort in for interview. Right. I prepared Java oops concept. I did or a basic oops concept. I strengthened that because you cannot learn new thing in short period of time. You can strengthen your uh, previously owned skills, right? So I did that. And for verbals, I did some RS Agrawal books and apti. I was apti, I mean, in the for interview kind of thing, they will ask you some logical questions. So interview part, I'll discuss about my interview. There were three persons. First two persons took my interview for technical part, right? They were asking me some good questions since I written oops concept in my resume. So they asked me about that and inheritance. They are good questions about inheritance. And I was able to answer because I have done sufficient preparation for that. And for technical part, they asked me some puzzle questions, right? They gave me the one pen and a paper, and they asked me to put 4 points, to put 4 points in a paper so that they are they all are equidistant from each other. This was his question for me, and I got stuck. Actually, got stuck in that technical interview for that. I thought I was trying, I was trying to put four dots everywhere. I made a square, but if you will put 4 points to make a square, the diagonal points will be root two times of distance, right? So that was not his question. So I was trying, and after a minute or a couple of minutes, I said that I'm not able to do that. Means I'm trying, but I'm not able to do that. So he just gave me the hint, and he gave me that it may not be a planar figure. Just he told me this much, and suddenly at the same moment I was able to answer that questions. I said that it is tetrahedral structure. You might have learned in your chemistry. Tetrahedral structure is a structure where all four points are equidistant from each other, right? So
Yes.
that was the question, which is a good question for me. At least I was not able to answer in a one go. And the second question was one also for logical. Apart from those technical programming questions, one was that they asked me, there are animals with two legs, there are animals with four legs, there are 120 legs. So how will you find that how many two legs animals are there, how many four legs animals are there? So I did logic in my mind, and I answered uh, with a logic. But they wanted this with some technical and logical, you write syntaxes. So they wanted in that way, but I answered in this way. So I could not do much after that. But I think they were means they were impressed with that. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Hmm. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. I guess your video is off, sir.
I'm sorry. How to get into this once again? Yeah, I really apologize for this.
It's okay, sir.
Doing broadcast again. I have entered this broadcast again. Can you add me?
So you are already there in this particular broadcast. I'll be. Please turn on your video, sir.
It's already there. The cam, yeah, it's on.
So your camera appears to be stuck. So it seems guest has actually, hit a particular roadblock. So if you could be patient enough and please wait for a few minutes, he'll be back. I really apologize for this.
rejoined this. Yeah. Sorry.
Hello, sir. So, welcome
Ah,
back.
hello.
So, as you were saying, the logical question of two and four legged animals was asked to you.
Yeah. That was the technical questions. And after that, my HR interview was there. One lady was there, and she was asking me questions, and I written my skills as public speaking. I written, right. So in person. So he suddenly just immediately asked me, tell me 1 minute about this folder you are carrying, that folder in which we used to keep certificates, right? You will also be keep carrying that. So I had to say for the folder for 1 minute, and I somehow managed to do that. I am proud of that because I am not a public speaker anyway. So that was a question that still uh, flows through my mind. So this kind of questions you can get about your yeah, one thing. What is the awkward moment of your life? What is something that irritates you? This is the question she asked me. I would not like to answer in this portal, obviously. I answered her, obviously.
Yeah, that's your personal experience. We wouldn't want to know that,
Yeah.
sir.
So
So
this
then,
kind of question you can get.
yes. So I just want to ask you a side question regarding the interview itself. Sir, what was the point of focus? Was there more focus on the technical side rather than the coding side, or what was the main focus? What was more? What do I say? Focused on during the interview.
Can you repeat the question, please? Sorry.
Sure, sir. So what I wanted to ask was was there more emphasis on programming side, or was there more emphasis on your technical knowledge? What was exactly the basic focus of your interview?
Okay. So how I prepared for the interview, I did, since I got the enough time for preparation. I did the technical part like Java and C. I strengthened that only do these two things, and I did not go for big and everything Python and all, because I am a non CSIT student. And the other thing is also that you should have knowledge, a little bit of knowledge of machine learning, AI, at least little bit of knowledge. Because if they will ask, do you know about AI? They used to ask, in our batch, they asked many people, what do you know about AI? What do you know about big data? So you at least know what are these things, so that you don't get that question to be dumped in your profile, right? So these are the things that I taken care of. I used just 5 or 10 minutes video I prepared for those big data. I don't know, still I don't know much about that, but for interview I did it. And for questions like regarding to HR questions, I went on to Google, as you all can go there and prepare about yourself. You have to be just know, you have to know yourself.
Okay, sir, great. Now, sir, like you yourself mentioned earlier, that you are not a CS branch student, right? You don't have a computer science background in the beginning.
Right.
So, is the company culture in the Tata Consultancy services fitting for students who don't belong to the computer science, background?
Yeah, obviously. In fact, there are, I think, more people of non-CSIT background that I know, in at least in TCS and Cognizant and Accenture, everywhere. Why do they hire these peoples? You think, why do they hire these peoples? I can give you a precise and concise and direct answer for that. That they don't require people with great knowledges, right? Even a CSIT student don't know about languages C and very clearly. So what they have to go through, they have to give them training, right? They just want to know that if you are able to learn, if you have that thing, you have that much intelligence in your mind, that you'll learn, you'll get learned. If you will be taught, if you will be taught, you'll get learned. So this is the thing they keep in mind. That's why this is a very frequent question. See, you belong to electronics engineer, you have done electronics engineering, you have done electrical engineering, why do you want to join us? This is the question you have to prepare well. You have to prepare this question.
Okay, so that's great. Now, one of these another intriguing question which many people will want to ask is, can students see their future in the TCS as an IT company?
Yeah, that depends actually, because that depends on your ambitions, right? You can easily clear these exams. These are not very tough exams, right? These are placement only for you. So some people, what they do, they see at it as a stopgap. That we'll do something after that. At least we should get placed for now. You know. So for them, they will definitely, they are not seeing their future in this company. So how can company can give them priority, right? But obviously, for non-CSIT, whether it is a CSIT or for non-CSIT, for everyone, a company like TCS is every time a good opportunity, because you have to be a student. When you are placed, you are not a professional suddenly, right? You will be a student also. In fact, we have an yearly learning program. We have to go through courses to improve our skills or to gain our new skills. We have certain mandatory courses and certain optional courses. If you can do optional courses, that is very good. That's very good. And based on that, your career will grow. The career will get decided. There is a complete organizational structure in TCS, which I have seen so far. You can certainly can expect future in this company.
Okay, so that's actually amazing. Being a non-computer science background student myself, that actually gives a bit of comfort to me knowing this. As in, according to you, sir, what part or section or what topics, not exactly topics, what part should a particular aspirant focus on while preparing for, say, the apti or the interview?
Since the exam patterns get changed through years, right? This year, I think this is also changed. Reasoning syllabus also changed. So this is not something, since sectional wise cutoff is also there, right? So as far as I remember, so you have to be average and decent in all the three. Quant, apti, reasoning, verbal. And in fact, I'll assure you all guys who feel that they're not good at English, because I too. So uh, verbal is something that TCS do not, keep it very tough. It is very easy kind of thing. It's fill in the blanks. You can get, if you have a common sense, you can, I think, clear that verbal section. For apti section in our time, what was there? That we had 10 moderate questions. Okay? 10 simple questions, I can say, and 5 questions were advanced questions. So obviously, then I made that 10 questions. Apti was, I already said that apti, I'm comfortable with apti. And that 5 advanced questions, I was able to do, I think, 2. I did 3, but one was wrong. And for in my time, and same for verbal also, you have to be decent in all the 3 sections. Programming, since the pattern has been changed, so programming, if you will not be good at programming, you can get opportunities in other companies, right? But if you are good in programming, you can do at least one program. Simple programs, they don't they don't give you a tough task. Just use of function, string, how to pass those, that argument passing will be there. That is a mandatory thing that I have seen. We were not prepared for that, obviously, but I can give you suggestion one thing at least, that programming questions will be like, argument passing will be there, string arrays will be passed, and you have to write a simple logic program, not very tough, very simple.
Okay, so that was actually very, intuitive, the way you actually explain all the exam questions that might come. So end of the day, what are some final tips that you would like to give to current and future TCS aspirants?
As I have already told you, apti, reasoning, and quant, everything, you at least be decent in that. And programming skills, like you, what do you do? Swap numbers or add numbers or the series of numbers. These are simple logic questions, simple. But what they do, they will not ask you to just write like a raw thing, like you're writing in a paper logic. They are asking you to write in a syntax manner, in a professional manner. They will pass a string. Please focus on that. If there are portals, there are many portals in Google, like I think prepinsta, right? They prepare you for this kind of questions. One advanced questions for programming is also there. For at least written part, I can suggest this much, because every person has their own intellectuals, right? So, but they should be confident, because this is not a very big deal. I must say, this is not a very tough exam to clear that. And for interview, I will must suggest something that I have felt, and I also tell to my means brothers, younger brothers also, that first of all, you sit in an interview with a bright smile, at least, in a very positive gesture. If you'll say na, if you'll sit, it will be easier for you. They will ask you a kind of positive impact there will be for you. They will ask you positive questions, and they will interact with you. They will not interview and ask you, they will interact with this. Why I'm telling this, because I have also sitting in interview for Infosys also. Okay. uh, that day I was really happy, because already I got selected for TCS. So I was really happy in the same day. So I went to the interview. I was so happy that it was, my face was looking really happy. So they did not ask me tough questions. You have to be good in your project. You have to answer your project questions. They will ask you about your project. And you can ask me that why they are asking for your project questions, right? Right? They don't have to do anything with your project. If you are doing a project in electronics, what is linked to them? They are not uh, concerned of that, right? But they ask you these questions because they think that how did you perform in your project, that was given to you, that was assigned to you, right? How did you perform? So based on that, they will make a judgment in their mind, that this person is good if he can handle his projects, means decently at least. So he will handle our project also, because they are business clients are there in TCS. You will get business clients. You have to be very professional and responsible. So these all are the things the students should take care of. And all the best to all of them, since tomorrow is the exam, right? 25th,
I guess I'm actually not aware of the
24th.
dates.
Yeah, yeah, 24,
Yeah.
24, 25. So, are there
Okay,
any
sir.
questions for the viewers, if any?
So from the viewers, we actually have had a some good questions actually. Apurva Khantarvia has actually asked that, so what all programming languages do we prefer for TCS programming exam, since they give you five options?
Right. So, I know a little bit about Python also. A little bit, I mean, since I'm not very regular with that. So, Python is something you get so many, packages already, inbuilt package, you can use them, right? But for the exams, if you are concerned for only the exams, you can prefer C, Java, Python also, because the logic, the basic, we all study C. You know why? This is because C is something that you say ABCD, you learn to learn the sentences, to write the sentences, you learn ABCD. So it's like you have, if you study C, the other programs you can learn easily. So you can prefer C, Java, or Python for as far as exam is concerned, written exam is concerned.
Okay, so that's one of the actually good questions that was there in the comment section. So that's it, I guess, for now.
For
It
now, okay.
was
Only
absolute.
one questions. Okay.
Yes, sir. So it was a pleasure having you here, sir. and many people
Okay.
must have been very happy to see a familiar face after a very long time. So, sir, thank you very much for attending this interview. I hope your days are going well, and I wish you all the best for your life ahead, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Soumya. Thank you, Nitesh, Rishabh, and everyone who is involved in this live stream. I'm really happy that you invited me to be here. If I can help someone, it will be why would I not? Okay.
Exactly, sir. So,
Okay.
thank you, sir. Sir, basically, that was Mr. Sumit Jha, an employee from the Tata Consultancy Services, an assistant system engineer. So I hope each and every one of you, has found this interview quite helpful in your in for your exams ahead. So wishing you all the best. This is Soumyakant Panda signing off. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.